Brad Galley. Brad Galley's a news reporter, sports reporter out in Detroit.
Sounds
sports
like a
director.
fine Italian.
Yeah, sports director down in Detroit. And he's really good. He gets the one-on-ones with Jim Harbaugh in his office. He's got the one-on-ones with Dan Campbell. And he got the one-on-one with Jim Harbaugh's parents.
Oh.
Check this out. Shortly after the Rose Bowl, Brad Galley with Harbaugh's parents.
Your son talks about the two of you all the time. He's talked about this moment coming for this program for a long time. How do you put into words your emotions right now?
Are you kidding me? They won! What's better than that?
We have a thing in our family that we've used for a long time. And it goes like this. Who's better than us? Nobody!
I know you get tense during these games. Were you on the edge of your seat throughout this one?
Well, of course, we were yelling and screaming. That's what we're
The biggest play in
supposed to
the
do.
game was right before the long drive. Jackie decided that we should switch seats.
Oh, my goodness.
And I moved to her seat. She moved to mine, and this is the result that we get.
All right, so you'll have to do that in the national championship at a certain time, maybe a little earlier in that game.
Yeah, for everybody's happiness.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Congratulations.
Harbaugh's mom and dad. And his father looks just like Jim. He looks just like his father. 84 years old. Has the same smile.
Same.
John doesn't look like any of them, right? John looks like an outlier, like I said, and he's the oldest one.
Well, John was getting, I don't know, it wasn't the gritty, but he was definitely hitting it in the locker room.
The locker room to Ravens.
Yeah.
That's a scary football team.
Now, if you're Joni, don't you feel like the Manning brother that doesn't get a lot of love?
Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper Manning.
I mean, even Cooper's son is more popular
Right,
than he is.
Arch Manning. But the Harbaugh's is crazy. Well, he had to switch seats, and he has the same mannerisms as Jim has the same
Identical.
mannerisms as his father. And Jim, I was just going down the rabbit hole with Jim Harbaugh. When they beat Ohio State, the same guy, Brad Galley, he was interviewing. He was like, there's a lot of celebrities at the Beck House. There was Charles Woodson. There was, Mike Hart. There was all these guys. And then Harbaugh goes, Derek Jeter. And he's like, yeah, Derek Jeter. And then Harbaugh goes, the captain, how about that? And he's just so quirky. It's weird. By the way, they're 10. The tumblers are in stock for $30 to $40.
I thought they were $200.
Maybe you got taken to the woodshed.
Well, no, there's just certain brands that are probably way more expensive than others, but it's just a type of it's a type of cup.
Gotcha.
A tumbler.
Cup.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's so weird
there was a
what's
big
going on.
frenzy yesterday online, and then I saw the memes going everywhere.
And then Cat Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I muted the Epstein word because that's just cringeworthy to me, and I don't want to get
As
into
long
that.
as my name's not on that list, we're good.
Why would it be on that list?
I'm teasing.
Why would it be on that? Were you on that plane, Chasky?
No.
Is that why you took a break?
Stephen Hawking, though. I mean, he's all over that bad boy. The memes on Stephen Hawking on the internet are out of control.
Oh, man. And then Cat Williams. And that
Cat
interview
Williams.
with Cat Williams with Shannon Sharp was like 2.5 hours, right?
Dude, it's incredible.
You listened to the whole thing?
No, I got about halfway through. And then I went to the Netflix special, Natalie Grace Speaks. I don't know if you saw the Natalie Grace doc. I started doing some of that. It was, wow. A lot going on with Natalie Grace. I don't know if you saw that in original net docs.
No,
Netflix.
I did not see that, man.
It's very sad.
I've been watching too many documentaries. Yogi Berra,
Oh, it's a good one.
George Gervin, the Iceman.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll
He
check
went
that
through
out.
some things. He went through some things. Malik always says that, Draymond maybe should go speak to him because George Gervin has some anger management issues early in his career and stuff like that. And John Lucas had to save the Iceman. John Lucas saved a lot of people, man. Saved himself, saved the Iceman. Really good documentary on the Iceman, George Gervin. I recommend it. So I've been on that hype. But Draymond Green apparently is going to release a podcast at some point, either the end of the week or early next week, which to me it means, and that's the breaking news. It's not big-time breaking news, but somebody just texted me, hey, you didn't hear from me, but Draymond's he just recorded a podcast. I was like, oh, wow.
Is this the most important podcast of his career?
It might be. It might be. And you know what? To me, it screams that he's on his way back. To me, it screams that he's getting closer and closer to getting back on.
Absolutely incredible.
Because it's been 10 games. It's been 10. He's had a 5-game suspension and a 10-game suspension. He's suspended indefinitely. Is it going to be a 20-game suspension? I don't see that. I see it maybe being a month-long suspension, which in that time frame is going to be about 12 to 13 games.
How many did Ja miss?
25.
25. Do you think that, there are clearly very different reasons for why they've been suspended, but Ja's been suspended multiple times, and it felt like the NBA was fed up with Ja, correct?
Yes.
Okay. and they view Ja in a pecking order of the league in terms of marketability. Ja significantly higher than Draymond.
Yeah.
I have a hard time thinking that Ja is going to get a smaller suspension than Draymond.
You think Dre's going to be out for 25 games?
I don't know. Dre's been a decade of kind of like in there, a crawl on their side.
Yeah, I don't see
Very
it.
different, though.
I don't see it. I think he's on the way. I think he's going to be back within 5 games now.
So that would be a total of how many games missed?
5 plus 15, that's 20.
20.
20 games.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, it's 20 of 82.
I mean, it's a quarter of the season.
It's 20 of 82. Not to mention that.
Wow.
That he was suspended, that he missed the first 2 games of the season with an ankle injury. He missed the first Denver Nuggets game with personal reasons. And, of course, he's got kicked out of a couple others. So if he's recording podcasts, and here we are, podcast gate, we're speculating when he's going to return. What does it mean that he's recorded a podcast?
They're saying he's announcing that he's going to box Jake Paul.
I saw
That's
that.
what the podcast announcement is.
I saw that. I don't know what it means, man, but, I get how fans think that a lot of them, they're out on Draymond Green. I don't know. I personally don't know how I feel about it. It does make it as a reporter or as like my position. I'm on the radio with you and we're talking to the fans and we're, that's the whole radio Bonte thing and TV Bonte thing. It is a different role for me on television because we technically are partners for the Warriors. And we're not going to go on there and say, hey, man, this guy sucks. This guy sucks. We're not going to rip the team like that. It's just bad business.
We're way more diplomatic than that.
But it does make it tough because it's awkward. And it's like, man, like just from a human element, some of the things he's done, you're like, damn, Dre, like why? Why? And it makes it a little difficult to cover. It does. I can see people walking on eggshells around him. So what's it gonna look like this time around? What's he gonna say in the podcast? Maybe he's just gonna rip at everybody 95.7. I don't know. 5
games would be what, another week and a half?
Yeah.
I would find it hard after listening to Steve Kerr and the tone. I would find in multiple press conferences now. I would find it very difficult to see that he's back in 5.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Oh wait, you know what? The Nelly Gracie thing is like a 5-part series or something like that. Yeah, and I was just watching it. It's insane.
It's insane.
Hey, I had to stop watching.
And there's so many horrible people.
Yeah,
in
no, I'm good off those. I watched like 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, I don't.
It makes me angry.
Yeah, I had to.
Society failed her. Those people failed her.
Yeah, that's too much.
Well, now it's her side of the story, and she's talking.
Yeah, I'm
excellent.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Father Time. Napa, then we'll get to David
has
Fremont.
Good taste, though.
She loves those shows.
I know.
Father Time, Napa, what's happening?
Hey, guys. So many topics. All the things I wanted to talk about, you just derailed me with George Gervin. I had that poster, the Iceman, sitting on that throne with 2 silver basketballs.
Nice.
I didn't even know who George Gervin was. I just threw that up. I'm of a certain age.
Did you see that? Did you see that documentary yet? It's pretty good.
No, I did not. Like I said, there's so much to watch and to catch up on. I know you guys hit on Bill Walsh. We'll hit that in a second. I'm going to try not to rant. I've been calling you once in a while. My New Year's resolution was to keep it together, particularly as it relates. Oh, by the way, Shasti, congratulations. Welcome to the rest of your life. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. They turned out all right. I got a couple of adult ones. Draymond, you know who wants Draymond to come back? 95.7 the game, the gift that never stops giving. Arbitron, is that a rating thing? I mean, it's Joe and Steve all over again in a different manner. I'm going to rewind the hits. Back when we won the championship, I shouldn't say that. That's ridiculous. Back when the championship was won, that whole question of who should we pay? And I said, you got to go Bill Walsh and cut bait, trade him, cut him, let him do whatever before their mileage gets too high. And of course we didn't do that. And that's emotional. I understand. You want to stick it out. You want to try to make it work. Then I said, hey, Draymond is again, I like my analogies. Please don't take this the wrong way. A recidivist. He's the guy at Panhandle playing pickup, right?
I love the Panhandle part.
The ball. Yeah, he kicks the ball and the game's over and everyone freaks out. You want him on your team because you know you're going to win. But it's also like, man, is he going to ruin things? The stuff he did with Poole is insane. It's sports. I know it's sports. I know it's different, but it's just bananas. So as someone who's got some people in the family with some, mental health issues and whatever, codependency is a mother scratcher. It is tough. Christmas Eve was tough. There was a cousin and a step sibling there who almost ruined it. They got technicals. They didn't get thrown out. But at some point, is Draymond Green the most penalized, thrown out technical person in the history of the NBA?
No, he's still 10 behind Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, for ejections.
19 to 29.
Yeah.
Career. But he's right there. I mean, he has an opportunity to break the Hank Aaron record of ejections.
What was your New Year's resolution again?
To not get all upset about Draymond Green.
Oh, yeah. All right, there it is. I can hear you getting upset as the call's going on. We're 4 days in, buddy. We got 361 left.
I like the way you equated your family to getting officiated by, what's your boy, Gucci Man?
Gucci Man.
He just assessed a couple of technicals and he left.
Gucci Man. The fact that Festus Ezeli one night, he goes, because I just, on the show, I was like, there's Gucci Man and Curtis Blair. I say it on air, right? And Fezzi goes, you think people know who Gucci Man is? And Sakti in our ear, our producer, John Sakti goes, oh, everybody knows who Gucci Man is. Yeah, if they've watched his show, they know who Gucci Man is.
He's just missing the ice cream jack.
Right, that's it. You love Gucci, huh?
It's great.
He's one of your favorite refs, huh?
Of all time.
He's always cool. He's always cool, calm, and collected.
Although I did like the guy the other day who played in college. What's his name?
Oh, hey.
He's jacked.
Fitz kept bringing him up. He played for the Richmond Spiders.
Great hair.
Yeah, he played. What is it? I got the box score somewhere. Nope, that's the wrong box score.
Who cares?
These
referees. I mean, honestly, I want a referee pod. We've got enough pods. Forget the Players Tribune. I want the referee Tribune.
I do want a referee pod. Let's go to David Fremont.
And then I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just throwing this guy out.
David Fremont, what's happening?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Jasky, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Happy for you.
Thank you.
Very, very welcome. I just want to make a couple of quick points. I mean, it's hard because I feel like we're all, kind of harping on, Draymond and his antics and everything like that. But I mean, guys said over and over and over again, I'm not going to change who I am. So honestly, for me personally, I don't really believe a word that's coming out of Kerr's mouth or anybody from the organization when it comes to the disciplinary aspect and all that, because it sounds like the same exact stuff they were saying last year after the whole pool incident. And where they failed Draymond was letting him participate in the ring ceremony. They had a chance to send him a message to let him know, hey, look, as much as we love you, as much as we respect everything that you've done for our organization, nothing means more to you than championships and celebrating championships. And what you did was not okay, regardless of the circumstances. And when they let him participate, it showed not only Jordan Poole, it showed the entire NBA and all the sporting world that it was just, oh, Draymond's being Draymond. He said he was going to go take some time away and everything's going to be okay. We're going to let him get his ring. And you know what? That was their moment to really send him a message. And I feel like they really failed him. And it's kind of sad that we are in, January, and we're talking about Draymond Green's podcast rather than what he's doing out on the basketball floor.
Well,
and that's the last thing I want to say. And you guys have a great day, okay?
You too. Good call. And the reason why we're bringing up the podcast, I just received a text saying, hey, Draymond's just recorded a podcast. And that to me is interesting because we're going to get to hear from Draymond. I am intrigued. I like when things like this happen, and I know some people, they scoff at podium games or what people say, and I get it. We're tired of the words, right? We want to see the actions. The actions. What is he going to possibly say on that podcast that can win you over? Could he say anything on that podcast that can win you back over? Because there's a lot of people down on Draymond Green, but once he has a 5-game stretch where he's defending at a high level and he's scoring the ball a little bit and he's barking, people are going to be like, you know what? That's our guy. That's our guy again. Well, I don't know what he could possibly say to win some of you guys over. I don't. But Dave is right. It's January 4th of 2024. And we're talking about the same thing. The same thing.
Speaking of talking,
feels like a rerun.
Speaking of talking about the same thing, could I interest you in a trade? NBA trade machine.
Oh, did you just do a trade machine?
Well, I'm just asking, would you like one? Because I've heard a lot of different names.
Kobe White?
I'm surprised we haven't heard this name. Would you trade Draymond Green for Ben Simmons again? I knew you'd laugh.
I think there's a reason why we haven't heard that one in a while.
Can I get the Draper laugh? Can you get the Draper laugh?
I mean, Ben's due $37 million this year, $40 million next year, and then he's a free agent. So instead of 3 additional years, you get this year, next year, then you're out of it.
Can you do me a favor? Google Ben Simmons.
I'm looking at it right now.
And see what the latest is going on with him. I think
him and Lonnie Walker are about to return for the Brooklyn Nets soon.
He's going to play?
Played in 6 games this year. You know, he's got them 6 field goal attempts per game. Yeah, 2.7 offensive rebounds. Yeah,
Come on.
Here's what it said.
Come on.
Ben Simmons to start court work when Brooklyn Nets return home. That has been a title for the last 4 years.
I mean, come on, man.
That was a joke.
They throw Lonnie Walker in. Yeah, maybe I do that trade.
Well, the Warriors would probably have to throw Moody in there to add salaries.
I'd not say no.
Now, what I would do, you give me Mikal Bridges, all right, and Ben Simmons. I'll give you Moody, Wiggins, Dre, and some future firsts. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Now we're talking ourselves into doing deals.
Wild deals.
And listen, where does that get us?
Nowhere.